So, welcome everyone to the Phi Beta Sigma 1619 project training session. My name is Luis Ortiz. I currently serve as the president of the Beta Alpha chapter of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. And on behalf of the fraternity, as well as the Urban League, we would like to first and foremost thank all of you guys for signing up and taking initiative to be a part of this program. This is some good work that we are doing and we are trying to do. And this program does not exist without the help of each and every one of you guys. So just wanted to start off by thanking you guys for being here. Your commitment and initiative does not go unnoticed, so thank you. To my understanding, you guys here are in different places in terms of what you know about this program and what you signed up for. This training serves to clear all that up. We want you guys to know exactly what we're doing, how we're doing it, why we're doing it, in a way that you can convey to somebody if they were to ask you, hey, what did your election day look like? So that's what this training will entail. So this is going to be the agenda. This is how the training is going to work. We're going to go through a quick overview of what it is that we're doing, why we're doing it, some history about voter suppression, what it looks like and what it means. And then we're going to go into more specifics about what you as volunteers, what your role will be and what we are asking of you on election day, what you guys are going to be actually getting your hands dirty with and doing. And then we'll have a quick wrap up and then time for any last and final questions from you guys. Does that sound good? Yes? Sure? All right. In that case, let's get started. So, voter suppression is a term that has been thrown around and mentioned a lot as of late, especially with this upcoming presidential election. So voter suppression, for those of you who do not know, it is a strategy that is used to influence the outcome of an election. In other words, it's a very bad thing. We as American citizens above the age of 18, we have a right to vote. And voter suppression hits home especially hard when you realize that women of color and men of color were not given that right from the jump. It was something that we had to ask for, something we had to fight for. And any attempt to stop our voices from being heard, to infringe on our right to vote, that can't and won't be tolerated. And that's basically what the premise of this program is trying to do, making sure that our vote does not get canceled out and that our voices do not go unheard. Voter suppression can take many shapes and forms. Some examples could be intimidation, spreading false information about registration dates, about voting in general, tampering with ballots in polling places. A more modern example due to COVID would be like a polling place not having proper PPE or social distancing or things of that nature. Anything that makes it an obstacle for you to vote is voter suppression. And we expect, given our current political climate, that voter suppression is going to be very, very visible in all shapes and sizes and in many different forms. It's going to be in full effect. People are going to try to play dirty and try to make sure that their agenda is met with whoever they decide they want to have voted in. And it goes both ways, but more so towards another. And voting technically has already started with early voting, and we have already seen forms of voter suppression. I don't know, for my Boston people, a couple of days ago actually in Copley, people noticed that there were fake ballot boxes that were posted. They were put so that you can put your ballot in and through mail or whatever. And that's voter suppression, because that ballot box was not official. That was somebody made it there, made it look real, and those ballots that are being put in there go unaccounted for. So those are the things that we are going to be trying to look for and look at to then report. All right, so what are we going to do about it? So this is when you guys as volunteers and we come in and put our heads together and figure out a way to do something about it and be proactive about these things. So we as a team of volunteers will be using social media and other software to monitor, find, and report public posts that convey or show any forms of voter suppression in our state. So what we as a fraternity, as well as the Urban League, the organization that we have partnered with to get this program up off the ground and to run it, we have created a system where we're going to be using 3 big social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, and believe it or not, TikTok. What we are going to do is divide our volunteers, everybody who has signed up, into 3 big groups. You'll either be on the Facebook group, the TikTok group, or the Twitter group. And your task is basically to use your platform, as we will go over in a little bit, and use the search function. And you're going to be searching, you're going to be doing filtered searches to find posts that have to do with voter suppression. You will then take that post, capture it with a screenshot, get the link to the post, and report it to the people who have the power to get something done about it. So we are only serving as identifiers and reporters. This is 100% virtual. We are not asking you to go to any polling place yourself unless you're going to vote, but we're not going to ask you to go to a polling place and see what you find and go like, no, this is, COVID is real. Coronavirus is still prevalent in our society. And we have developed a system so that you can be 100% virtual and still be proactive in helping to make sure that our voices do not go unheard. You guys following me so far? All right, I'll take the silence.
Yeah.
All right, good to know. So in a little bit, we're going to go more in depth on how we're going to be using each of these platforms. But first, I wanted to stress the importance of knowing what to do once you find something that raises a red flag. And that something is reporting it to the right place. So we will be using 2 separate forms. One form was created by the Urban League, and the other form is created by us. Both forms are very similar in what is being asked. It's basically just your information as a volunteer, the date, what platform you found this act of voter suppression on. You'll attach a screenshot and a link, and then you'll submit it. The only difference is our form goes to us for filing and reflecting and reporting purposes. And the form that you submit to the Common Cause, which you see on the left of the screen, that goes directly to the Urban League. So they're going to be awaiting your forms to be filled out. They will take your form, analyze what it is, and then they have the power to, whether it be to send law enforcement to the location, to have attorneys on standby if it's a legal issue. They have the power to, they're going to be doing the work for us. All we have to do is say, hey, I found this. This looks like it's a form of voter suppression. Here you guys go. You guys can take it from here. So we are only, like I said, identifying and reporting. So after this training, you guys will be on the lookout for a follow-up email. This email will include a lot of things. For example, it'll include 2 links to the forms that I had previously mentioned so that you can have them on hand come election day. We'll also be providing you guys each with a cheat sheet on how to use the specific platform that you are designated to be on that team. So we have 3 different cheat sheets for Facebook, for Twitter, and for TikTok. You'll have access to these so that you, if anything you are confused about or miss in this training, you will have it on paper so that you can refer back to if need be. Like I said, we're going to be using social media to search for things. And the biggest part of this is having keywords, phrases, and hashtags to help you assist in these searches. We are going to also have a document sent to you in this email with a plethora of keywords, phrases, hashtags for you to use to help you when you are searching for these things. My bilingual and multilingual people, we will also have a few of these words translated into the language that you identified in when you signed up. And you can also feel free to translate any words that we have that we might have missed or we might have mistranslated. If there's something that, words and phrases from your culture, from your language dialect that are not reflected in, a regular Google Translate, please feel free to do that. And then also use any other words or phrases that you think will yield the result that we're looking for. If we missed out a word or a phrase that you think, hey, let me try this out, go ahead and use it. Anything to get as much results as possible. In this email, you will also get your assignment of what social media platform you will be using for that day, and also what time your shift is that we are asking you to donate your time for this program. With the shifts, before each shift, we are going to have a Zoom with a couple of people that you're going to be working with, as well as your manager. Your manager will be the person that sends you the email. That will serve as a check-in to make sure that you guys have all the information that you need, that any last questions, any last things to clear up, you can get that done, and then you're off and you can go on with your day. I just want to give some full transparency about the shifts and how the shifts are going to work. So this program is going to stem from 5:30 in the morning, I know, very early, to 8:30 at night, a little bit after the polls close. We understand that each and every one of us has a personal life. We're students, we're workers, we're children, parents. We have stuff going on. So that's why the shifts are there, to make sure that we're not asking you to spend your entire day doing this. But we also understand that it's important to have you guys representation throughout the entire day. So we're gonna have some people who have to be up at 5:30 for their shift, just like we're gonna have people who are gonna stay on their shift till 8:30. Statistics show that most people vote before, on election day, most people vote before they go to work, which is that early in the morning when the polls open, and when they get out, which is obviously during the evening. So I'm just giving you guys full transparency. If there's like no way possible in the world that you can dedicate whatever shift we give you, please reach out and communicate that with your manager, and we will see what we can do to accommodate. But we ask that you please try your best to clear your schedule for that time to make sure that we have full representation throughout the day and get the most out of it that we want to. Any questions so far? Okay. So with that being said, each of the managers will now go over the 3 platforms in depth to show you exactly how it looks like, what you're going to be doing when election day comes. So Team Facebook is going to be with me, yours truly. Like I mentioned before, this cohort will be using the social media platform of Facebook to monitor posts related to forms of voter suppression. Similar to the other cohorts, we'll be using Facebook's advanced search feature to curate specific posts that we would like to see, to then report them to the proper places. And you guys will get to see what that looks like right now. So it's very straightforward. It might take a little bit of time to practice and stuff, but it took me all of 15, 20 minutes to play around and to figure it out. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do is open Facebook. We highly recommend that you guys do this on a laptop or a desktop, as it'll be easier to have all of your tabs in one place so that you can find something, you can go and then fill out the appropriate forms, you can have access to your cheat sheet and your keywords and all of that stuff. It can be done on a mobile device, on a phone or a tablet, but it then puts more work on you, as you will then have to navigate between the apps and all of that stuff. It can be done, but we recommend that you go the laptop and desktop route just to make it more fluid and easier to understand. Also, you'll need to have a Facebook account to do this. If you don't have one, we ask that you please make one for the purpose of this program. If you don't feel comfortable using your own credentials, it doesn't matter. All you need to do is have an account where you can use Facebook's search feature, and that will suffice. All right. Once you're in Facebook, you're gonna wanna go to the search bar. It looks the same whether you're in a desktop or on a phone. Then you're gonna wanna refer to the hashtags and the keywords that I mentioned to before. Some examples of keywords or hashtags could be voter suppression, ballot, vote 2020, vote Massachusetts, long lines, intimidation, voter fraud, etc. You'll have a list of these at your disposal, and you can also feel free to just choose your own. So when you're on Facebook, you're gonna click it. It's very, very important to search where the arrow is pointing. do not search any of these three up here, as the only one that will allow you to yield your advanced search is this blue one down at the bottom, right? Once you click that, if you're on a desktop, you'll see this, these filters pop up on the left-hand side of your screen. If you're on your phone, next to the search bar, you can there's a little filter icon, you can press that and you'll get the same features. So you're gonna wanna go to posts. You're gonna see all posts, people, photos. We're gonna be using posts to monitor the voter suppression. Then once you hit post, this drop-down menu is gonna pop up, right? You're gonna make sure that the post you've seen is off, like so. It doesn't help if you put posts you've seen, it's just gonna be friends and stuff. So that doesn't really help us. And then you're gonna go through and your filters should look something like this. So back where it says date posted, you're gonna put 2020. Posts from, you're gonna hit public posts. Very important. We only have access to public posts. Anything that's in a private chat, a group chat, whatever the case may be, we do not have access to. So it's important to put public post. And then tag location, we're asking you to look first where you're from, where you're at. So if you go to Northeastern, BU, any school in the Boston area, you're gonna start by searching Boston. If you go to AIC, Springfield, any other school that's in a different area in Massachusetts, you're going to start there. You can feel free to venture out in other places that are around you, neighboring towns, cities, neighborhoods, and the like, but please start where you're at. We have it designated so that we have different people who are located in different spots. That opens our range and allows us to monitor many different places at once rather than us doing the same exact work all the time. Okay. Once you do this and you search, you're gonna have a plethora of posts that pop up that fit the same filters, right? So now your job is to go through these posts and to see anything that triggers a red flag, that shows any form of voter suppression. You're gonna have a lot of posts that might have nothing to do with voter suppression. It might just be people posting like the little I voted sticker or whatever the case may be. You're gonna wanna sift through and find anything that triggers in your brain, this looks like voter suppression, this is bad, this is an obstacle for someone to vote. An example would be as such on the screen. A couple days ago, I was playing around with Facebook just to give you guys an example, and I found this. Boom, it's a post by the Gallows. It talks about the ballot boxes that were placed in Copley that were not official, like I mentioned before. If you're going through on Facebook and you see something like this, it should automatically click, this is something that I want to report. So you want to use Command-Shift-4. I'm going to show you right now. So if you hold the Command, Shift, and 4 button, your cursor turns into this. It's like a little plus thing, little tool. What you can then do is, let's say I want to just capture how we do this, and I don't want to take a screenshot of my entire screen. You highlight it like so. It takes a picture, and that picture is saved to your desktop. So you've captured the post that you want to report. Then you can also click these 3 dots and get the link to the post, or click the page that posted it and get the link to that page. It's the same thing. Once that is done, you will then go back to the forms that I had mentioned previously. You fill out the form in its entirety. It asks for, again, your basic information, what your name is, what type is it. You don't really have to worry about the type and stuff. Just worry about what your name is, what platform you used. Upload that screenshot that you just took to the form, and then copy and paste the link. Once you hit submit, you are done with that post. That post is out of your hands. It has gone to both Common Cause and our personal form. You can then go back to Facebook and continue to do the same thing. And that is it. Once again, your only job is to go and identify posts that show any forms of voter suppression, capture it with the screenshot, get the link to the post, fill out the forms, and then you're done. Common Cause and the Urban League will then take that from you and apply the appropriate actions to that post. I know I said a lot, but that is Facebook. If you're on Team Facebook, this is what you will be doing. Searching, getting your filters, and reporting it to both forms. Any questions at this time about Facebook? No questions? Angels, nice to see you.
What's up, bro?
What's going on? But yeah, so that's Facebook. I will now pass it to my good friend Javon, aka the birthday boy, and he will tell you about how you can do the same thing via TikTok.
Thank you. Can you share the host? Oh, got it. Thanks. Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Javon Smith. I'm a member of the Gamma Alpha Psi chapter of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. And today we're going to be going over the social media platform TikTok, which you're going to be using to monitor voice suppression. So if you received an email by me over the weekend, then most likely you're going to be using TikTok to monitor multiple forms of social media. Multiple forms of voice suppression, and this is how we're going to go about doing that. So what you're going to want to do first is download the app onto your phone, and once that is installed, you're going to want to open the TikTok app. Now, it's helpful if you make a separate account. This way you can organize between the ones you're going to be using for election day and the one that you use personally. Now, when you open the app, the For You page is going to pop right up. Now, the For You page is where recommended content is posted to the user based on their likes. Now, it's important that we don't like or comment on information or TikToks that have misinformation or disinformation, because I'll just, boost their content, and we don't want that. So when looking for multiple forms of voice suppression, you're gonna go and find the Discover tab at the bottom of the screen, and you're gonna type in keywords into the search tab. Now that's gonna be voter suppression, voter fraud, ballot, etc. Now you can add the location like Massachusetts, then voter fraud, or Massachusetts and election 2020, or Massachusetts and voter fraud. But because TikTok is so new, there's no filter feature like there is for Facebook or TikTok. So when reporting, if you're unsure about content having misinformation or disinformation, you can always send it to me. I put my TikTok there. And then for those who I send an email out to, or is doing TikTok, I'll send you my number, and you can just text me the video with the link with your name so I know who you are. So in terms of reporting, the first thing you're going to do is tap the arrow icon at the bottom right of your screen, look for the flag icon labeled report. Then you're going to tap on misleading information and then election misinformation. Now for my visual learners, here it is. You're going to have like a video, a TikTok. You're going to hit the arrow screen, then you're going to hit report, then you're going to hit misleading information, and then election information. Now, along with doing this, you're going to also want to copy the link like you did for Facebook. So the links are below. So you have the Common Cause link and the Phi Beta Sigma link. And so you're going to fill out those forms with the link, and then you're going to go from there. Also, if you find a video that has voters, like that, if you find a TikTok and the individual needs voter assistance, you're still going to fill out that incident form. And then you also may want to call this number right here, the 866 Our Vote number. TikTok is very simple in this aspect. But if you need more questions or you want me to elaborate more, feel free to just reach out to me. I can put my email in the chat, or you can just email me through the email that I sent out over the weekend. Cool? Okay.
Hello, everybody. My name is Angel Baez. me, I don't. I'm the Game Alpha Psi chapter president of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, located in ALC, Springfield, Massachusetts. My social media platform is Twitter. I'm gonna show you guys how to use Twitter. Actually, not Twitter. It's TweetDeck. It is simple and self-explanatory. So basically, when you log onto TweetDeck, you're gonna have something right here, like a page around here similar to this. And what you want to do is just add a column, add a search bar, and we're gonna give you hashtags to use. So let me just say election 2020. Go right here. Then you got your advanced setting right here. So we're gonna pick a location. Let's pick Springfield for instance. 10 kilometers. And then right there, it just shows all the updates, like in the Springfield area, 10 kilometers, and you just pick and choose to which one you're using. To take that information, you just click right here, these three little boxes right here. Copy link to tweet. Copy the link. It's on clipboard. Also, you can take a screenshot. Comment. What is it again, bro? Bruce?
Command Shift 4.
You said Command Shift 4? Screenshot of that. Yeah. That's it for the most part. TweetDeck is easy, it's mostly self-explanatory, Got your location right here, hashtags right here. That's it for the most part.
Yeah, just to add on, TweetDeck is associated with Twitter, so you would need a Twitter account. Once you log into Twitter, you can then, in another tab, you can just log into TweetDeck, and it should automatically link the two accounts together. If not, it might ask you to log into your Twitter via TweetDeck, and then that's how you get that to pop up on your screen. Any questions so far? Those are the three big platforms that we are going to be using. Any questions about anything that was mentioned?
I want to say something. And if you do got a question, and you don't want to ask right now, just reach out to the email that you received from like one of us, So that's all I say.
Yes. Also, I'm seeing a lot of familiar names of people who signed up. If you did not sign up via the link in the that we sent you to sign up, like if you did not, please drop your email in the chat. Like if you heard from a friend and you joined last minute, so that we can get you in the system and so that you guys can get all of this information. So if you happen to have just joined in and didn't really sign up, just drop your emails. I know a majority of people we already have. If you've been reached out and contacted in any way, shape, or form, we have your information. You're locked in. But if not, drop your email so that we can have you in the loop.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. My name is David Adubi. I am the Vice President of the Beta Alpha Chapter of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. On behalf of both the Beta Alpha and Gamma Alpha Psi chapters of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, we would like to extend our heartfelt thanks to each and every one of you for both your participation and presence with us this evening. Facts are facts, as they say, and voter suppression is not a concept that only emerged this year. The statistics show that people of color in states with a history of voter discrimination have fewer places to vote. African American voters on average are required to wait in line for twice as long as white voters, and stricter voter ID laws disproportionately burden voters of color. the strength of the American democracy depends on the ability of citizens to express their fundamental right to vote. Your participation in this project is an effort that will protect the vote of historically disenfranchised citizens throughout the state of Massachusetts. Each and every one of you are agents of change, and this country desperately needs what you have to offer. Thank you for answering this call to service with us. We will now take this time to open the floor for any questions.
Any questions at all? There's a lot of information that we presented to you guys. So any questions at all? Any concerns, anything, you can type them in the chat. You can tell them to us, or you can reach out via email. But yeah, any questions at all?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So given that this is all taking place like on social media, is this mostly a virtual like dedication of, you know, or is there like a central location that we should all be to work on these like teams?
This is 100% virtual. So we are not asking you guys to go anywhere or to do anything physical. This is all going to be through your laptop, through your mobile device, mostly preferably through your laptop. And yeah, the only time that I would say would get together is, like I mentioned before, each shift we have a Zoom link where you can click and you will get together with your manager. It'll either be myself, Javon, and Angel, and it'll be your cohort who is working with that specific platform in your shift. So that's the only time that you could say you'll get together. And that just serves in as a check-in to make sure everybody's on the same page. Everybody knows exactly what they're gonna do, how they're gonna do it, and that's about it. Some questions in the chat. How do we let you know if we speak another language? Jason, can you elaborate on that question? Did he leave? Oh.
I'm typing an answer to that in the chat, but I guess I might as well just speak on it. It's a good question. For those that have filled out the 1619 Project Google form, most have already indicated that they speak a different language. But like we had said before, for those who kind of just joined in on the meeting, along with like us taking down your email, you could just indicate to us that you speak a different language, and then we could kind of like, you know, set you guys up from there.
Got it.
Thank you for answering for me, David. I lost my feed for a second.
No problem.
Audrey Rose asked, how long are the shifts going to be? Do we only have one shift? Okay, so we have 4 shifts. Like I said, they span from the time of 5:30 to 8:30, and they're split up in 4-hour periods. So that gives you time. We're not necessarily asking you have to be there for 4 hours straight. If you have the capability, we ask you to please donate as much time as possible. If, for example, you indicated multiple shifts, if you want to work multiple shifts and you want to donate your time and do this, is something that you know interested in doing, and you have the time to do so, please, by all means, donate as much time as you want. You can just indicate to whoever sent you that initial email and say, hey, I'm interested in doing multiple shifts. But yeah, you donate as much time as you can. Will there be a follow-up after election day to let us know how the project worked out? Yes. So we will be, like I said, the reason why we have the 2 forms that we're asking you to complete, one of them goes to the higher ups and the other one goes to us, is so that we can then see how the project in turn worked as a whole. We can see how many responses we were able to get, how many things you and we were able to find that constitute voter suppression. And then we will definitely have a follow-up via email. We might get together on a Zoom and kind of celebrate and share, you know, what happened. But yeah, no, it does not end after election day. We will definitely have some type of follow-up or some type of celebration to acknowledge the work that we were able to do and that we have accomplished. Did I answer your question? hopefully. Any other questions, concerns, remarks, thoughts, opinions? Everything is accepted right now. Is it too late for other volunteers? No, but the election is a week away. So we designed for this training to give you guys about a week. Once you guys get your assignments and you get what you're gonna do, it gives you some time to play around with it to make sure you get comfortable, practice a little bit, get familiar with the platform that you're using, how you're using it. It's not too late for other volunteers. As I said, this Zoom is recorded. We have some other volunteers who were not able to make this call. So we decided to record this training so that they have access to it. If you also personally know anybody who did not sign up, who wants to join, please feel free to do so. Give them as much information that you can, but also please reach out to us and either have them sign up via the link that you guys all signed up, or just email us directly and say, hey, I have a friend, so-and-so, they want to be involved. Boom, we'll add them we'll get them into the mix, but sooner than later. We have a week to finalize this and get this done. So we're definitely able to have volunteers, but try to get them in as soon as possible if you know that they're interested and they haven't signed up. Are college students from any school eligible? Yes. So primarily we are working for Massachusetts. All of us go to school in and around the Boston or greater Massachusetts area. So we are dedicated to trying to monitor our state and to make sure that where we live, where we go to school, that we use our technology and our resources to make sure that where we inhabit, where we come from, that things like this do not happen. If college students from outside of Massachusetts want to get in, that is a possibility as well, but then we would have to focus them and get them acquainted to have them do their location. But any college student is welcomed. If you go to school in Massachusetts or in and around the area and you want to help us monitor voter suppression, by all means, everyone is welcome. No problem. Anybody else? Anything at all? Okay, well, if you guys have any other questions that come up that are not currently in your brains or in your thoughts right now, please, like we mentioned, reach out to us. You should be looking out for an email within the next 1 to 2 days, giving you your assignments as well as all of the links that you will need to be able to execute this program efficiently and effectively. If that is it, we again would like to thank you guys for signing up, for being here today to learn a little bit more about what the program entails, and also for giving some time on election day to help us make sure that our votes do not get suppressed and that our voices do not go unheard. If that's it, I guess. Thank you guys for coming out. Hope you guys learned a lot about the program and what we're doing. Hope we cleared up some confusion or questions that you guys had. And if that's it, then that's it. Thank you.